Good morning, friends. I'm grabbing out the camera and using it as a journal because I feel a little sad today. And when I process, whether that's in a journal or out loud or talking with friends or sharing here with our family here, it does make me feel better. It's just taking that first step of pulling out the camera to start, or pulling out the journal to start, or calling up that friend to start. That's the hardest part for me. And it's been a little bit of a morning trying to get to this point. So it is now lunchtime, and I feel like I am just now starting the day. I cleaned up the house a little bit, got some things in order, but we are just now starting projects. We had a little bit of a meeting this morning, and we're going to get to some projects because checking something off the checklist also makes us feel better. And what also makes me feel better is not being cold. I really, really hate being cold, to the point where I was convinced that I had thyroid issues, and every single test for the last 15 years has come back normal. And so I don't have a thyroid issue, but I have a lot of the symptoms, and being freezing cold, I swear, is one of them. So I have a long sleeve shirt on, a sweatshirt, a fleece, overalls, and now I'm putting on my winter jacket, and it's not even that cold outside technically. I mean, for California, everything is cold. The moment you hit 50 or below California, at least where we used to live, it was cold. Anything below 50 was cold. But now, if it's in the 40s, 30s, 20s, I am very cold. And I know we intentionally did not move somewhere where I couldn't handle the weather, and I know if any of you live in colder climates, which I know a handful of you do, you're laughing that 20 degrees is probably shorts weather for you right now. But I am getting all warmed up. When we were on vacation, we went to the outlet and went to the Columbia outlet, and they had these Mountain Hardwear gloves. They are normally $170 gloves. We got them at the outlet for $50, and they are our outside warm working gloves. And so if I'm dressed like this, literally like Alfie in the Christmas Story, I feel comfortable to go outside. But after all of that, you might wonder, oh, Alex, why are you sad? Why are you feeling down? I will get to that in just a second. Okay, so down here, we come down our stairs, and that's our basement. And we moved the shed to over here, and we built stairs for our RV guests this winter. We were always going to put stairs anyways, so that way we could have access coming down these stairs, going across. We're going to have a couple stairs here, be able to go straight across, go upstairs, and be able to go to that other side of the property, versus we were going all the way around the hill. But we're going to make this look a little bit prettier and a little more useful. So I've got my big garden over here, which a lot of fun plans for. We have some leftover brick, which we have some fun plans for. We have cardboard laid down for some fun plans. But we are going to start tackling all of these winter projects because we have a little bit more time on our hands than I was anticipating or planning. Getting the baby monitor set up downstairs. Our rough and ready stairs that come down to our basement. We tacked up a quilt to go out into the root cellar to keep the freezing cold temperature from out there from coming up into here, because I'm trying to save some energy. It's like such a fun, cool little makeshift door for now. We'll install a door in a little bit. That was locked.
Cassidy, help.
So this workspace down here has gotten a lot more organized. There's still a long way to go, but it's actually looking pretty good down here. This is my entire garden shelf, and we're starting to access that a little bit more because I am going to try to do a spring garden and see how much harvest we can get. So we're actually going to take these two sides and build some raised garden beds into the hill area to landscape it a little bit nicer, and also to put in some of my more medicinal herbs that I've been wanting to plant, but I haven't had a chance and gotten around to it yet. This is going to be a little bit more bigger vegetable production over here, so I was thinking just more along the house over here that we would do some of more of the medicinal stuff and be able to just go outside, grab something for a cup of tea, and if someone's not feeling well, and not feeling well kind of leads to me not feeling super happy today. So yesterday I ended up going into the fertility clinic. Good morning. Early, getting in. All right, let's go. Okay, we are back. I'm going to check and see if everything looks okay. And today I would have been starting meds because we canceled IVF because I was sick and the whole family was sick, and we weren't just like a little bit sick, we were complete flu, fever, aches, chills, really not feeling well sick, and just wouldn't be smart going into a transfer that way. So we ended up canceling IVF. Well, I ended up starting my cycle just a few days later. I would say I ended up starting my cycle 5 or 6 days after I took off those patches. And so it was a little bit quicker than I thought. I asked them, well, what if my hormones aren't at the perfect level? But we were hoping that it was. We thought that my hormones were going to be in a good spot. Well, it ended up turning out that I went in on day 2 of my cycle and got an ultrasound done, and they did notice that there was a cyst forming, but it was just a follicle. But they said that was fine as long as it wasn't estrogen producing, as in it being a follicle trying to start your cycle and trying to produce an egg. Well, my estrogen came back at 113 and they want it below 50. So she said it wouldn't be a good time to start because if I made a follicle and it started producing progesterone, it could throw off my whole cycle. So she said it would be best to just wait. And being disappointed, Philip had a good perspective that it was just a good reminder of infertility and the journey that we kind of have been able to ignore for a couple of years. And it just kind of smacks you in the face when you feel like the difficulties of infertility aren't going to hit you anymore, but they still do. The timing still hits you, that it's not your timing, that you just have to wait. So we're going to wait a whole nother cycle before being able to move forward. And right about now, we would have been getting ready to do the transfer if I wouldn't have gotten sick last week. So it's just, that's a big bummer, but it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be sad and disappointed that life's not exactly how you thought it would be turning out.
Okay, we just need rocks. Ooh, you left us all alone, and then you said you would come back this afternoon, but we don't even believe you. Cassidy, she doesn't trust me at all. I told her mom when to get sisters too. Ooh. She doesn't believe me. She doesn't believe me at all. She doesn't believe me that mom went to go get Callie and Cassidy. Or Callie and Kinsley. They're at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that, right? She kept saying, Mama, door. Mama, door. And I said, are you from New York? Are you from Tennessee? And she said, door. And then she went up to the door and I showed her that Mommy's van is gone. And then she's going to have to believe me now. So, I am taking a break. Nice to take a break to pick up the little one. We left a baby monitor out there, so I knew exactly when Cassidy was going to wake up. Trying to get as much done as I possibly can before the end of the day. I think the high today is 38. So I was outside, just got a whole cart full of those bricks, and I think it looks good so far. We've got our, can you guys see that? Ooh, it's super hard to see. We'll come over here. Cassidy, you want to see what we did? You want to see? So I picked up a whole cart full of those bricks. And we're just going to go a long line all the way to the edge. And then we're going to have some garden beds right here. And eventually I'll do that side as well. And then all the way down until we grade the rest of that, which I just don't have the equipment to do that. So until we get the equipment rented or a neighbor to let us borrow it, then we won't be able to finish that project. But the best we can do, getting more of these blocks just like put in all the way to the edge of the house. And we're going to be makeshifting some garden beds, specifically herb garden beds. But it's nice to have 2 steps up and over to cross that area. Got more rocking to do. My goodness, we have so much to do during the wintertime season as we prepare its dormancy for spring, because spring is when all the work begins.
Mommy.
You don't want her to lay down there? You're saying goodbye? Hey, why'd you put the bucket in here? Okay.
Mommy.
Do you want her to come in? Say in, Emmy, in. High five!
Well, still feeling kind of low today and just pushing through and trying to focus on things that are positive and trying to be encouraged. And I don't think it all has to do with the fact that IVF is really postponed, all because of having to cancel and then now having to cancel another month. I think I'm just feeling extra hormonal probably. And so that's probably why I feel a little bit down. So just bringing you guys along on the reality of infertility and the emotions, but I think we all are kind of feeling those emotions this year. and last year. And these last couple of years of like the world has turned upside down. And I think, unfortunately, just sad feelings of being inside. And I think now that we realized it's the end of January, and this hit us last year too, and it's just a little bit of what we think might be a little bit of a sad seasonal affectiveness disorder. And it's just from not, we have switched our lifestyle to being outside and doing a lot of hobbies that are outside. And so middle of winter, even though Philip is doing a great job finishing up the stairs on the one side and building some retaining walls, we're not outside very much. And it really hits us like significantly. So right now I'm making some warm soup since it's so cold, and I made some homemade tortilla chips. We're really trying to avoid oils, synthetic oils, for example, just really trying to avoid those. And the hardest place for me to avoid those is chips, because I love chips. I love chips. So I make my own for this tortilla soup. So I just cut up some tortillas. I mix them with some oil, but I got to pick which oil. So I picked some avocado oil and then just baked them in the oven.
My mom's homemade chips are amazing.
She's so encouraging. And then some tortilla soup.
I want tortilla soup.
Yep, so we're having tortilla soup.
So good.
Good, I'm glad. See, just trying to soak in. I'm glad you like it. So just trying to soak in that positivity from around you, because sometimes when you feel sad and depressed, like a statement like that, you're like, yeah, thank you. But like trying to like feel uplifted from the people around us is just, it's just the day that I'm having today.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. So normally I make my tortilla soup with just bone broth, carrots, celery, onion, and I will sometimes throw in white northern beans and just keep it that simple. And then I will add things to it. So then I will add some Greek yogurt or sour cream or cheese, some chips, lime, some avocado. Sometimes I'll throw in some green chilies. This time I put in some green enchilada sauce, just for some fun. So we're gonna have some warm toasty soup. Oop. So I'm really not a recipe follower. I was thinking this time.
Mommy, look.
What? Aw, that's sweetness. Aw, you want me to look at your hugs? That's very sweet. A thing with soup, which is really neat, is if you've ever made quinoa, it's a 2-to-1 ratio to just make it as a grain. But if I put it in soup, I can have tenfold of broth, and as long as I don't put in too much quinoa, it'll all fully expand, and then the rest just around it will be soup. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in. I will usually buy a big pack from Costco, and this is the white quinoa. And then I will get some red quinoa, and I will mix them together to make a blend. It's not blended very well. So then I've got a little bit of red, a little bit of white. So it's not just a white quinoa. I actually might just add red this time. Here, you want to pour that in? Yeah. Very good. Can you stir it all up? I feel like taco soup of any kind, it's just so easy to add whatever ingredients you have. It's a great thing when the garden is in full swing, because you can just grab some different things out of the garden and use it as soup. What are you doing? You got a stick?
Stick.
Okay, where does the stick go?
No.
It goes right over here with all the firewood. There you go. Put it in, good job. All right, let's see if there's enough light out here to see. Crushed it. Oh my goodness, 2 big helpers. Okay, So we walk down here. This will be a brick pad. And when you turn, this will be a brick walkway down to the new set of stairs. Now all we have to do is rock it. And we've got 1, 2. Oh, that's awesome. And then you're going with the retaining wall, yeah?
Now we just need 2 more to go back up.
So this is going to be a wall that you're building, Kinsley. So Daddy built the stairs today, and now you guys are building a wall together.
This is the wall.
That is the wall.
Here at the wall with 2 E's.
I was about to make that joke, but thank you for doing it.
Can't say the word wall
for me.
without doing it.
I know.
That's Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming in. I just wanted to show them this. All right. So how are you guys doing it? You're just digging out right here?
Mm-hmm.
And then laying?
Kinsley's trying to get us rock.
Yep.
She's helpful.
Should we dig it? Should we be digging into the hill? Hey, Kinsley, can you dig at the bottom of the hill down here?
Somewhere.
Down here. So we want to dig out all of that dirt, and we're going to kind of leave that dirt in place.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't see very well.
These kind of projects feel like they're going to take all week to just do one small-ish section of the homestead projects, but it's one of those that when that's done, that's like a big structural, keeping any kind of land sliding down in any kind of erosion. So it needs to get done, but it's a lot of manpower for one small little section. And then my manpower going on inside is doing really well. These were just soil with no sprouts a couple days ago. I actually looked at it one day and there were no sprouts, and by that evening Callie told me, "No, Mom, there's a bunch of sprouts," and she showed me there was a whole handful that were starting to sprout up. They are really looking good. I really need to get them under a grow light though. I have them in the window right now, so we're getting some light, but oh, hello little friend.
Did you like it?
I hope we've given you enough time to fully mature before it gets too hot. So good.
Oh, I'm back. Come here.
You want to come, Emmy? She's getting more brave, guys. She hated these stairs. She would not come down the stairs. You come down? Go ahead. Go ahead. And go see Dada? Go ahead. Oh, no. Where are you going? That's impressive. I know we had a slow start to projects today.
We didn't have a slow start.
That's awesome.
We just had kids.
That looks so good. This side is going to be 2 bricks high to there, and then be flat, and then do 2 more bricks high and then be flat, so kind of like a little terrace on that side. Okay, dinner's ready though.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to come in for dinner?
What's dinner?
Tortilla soup. Taco soup.
Turkey soup or taco soup?
Taco enchilada soup.
If we're having dinner, that means we're done for the night.
Right.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so. I think you can tackle this tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay.
I'd love to.
Okay.
20 degrees. Here we go.
Freezing. Okay, come on, Emmy.
I think it's going to be great because once we get this going,
Yeah.
I think it's going to do... Packing the mud in is actually going to be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll allow us to really rock this out.
Yeah, this will be a nice
And
patio.
have it come all the way up to here.
We're going...
Timer thingy.
I know. Hi.
Your timer's dinging.
Come here. Say come here.
Mirror.
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 Mirror. Sometimes he says mirror.
Mirror.
Mom, you guys might think he's saying come mirror, but he's actually saying mirror as in come here.
Yeah, that's come here. Mirror.
Mirror. Like once you raise your hand like this, it means mirror.
It does mean mirror.
Come here. Your timer's dinging.
Okay. Well, I will get dinner.
It's so much.
I will get dinner all set.
For hours.
It means the quinoa is done in the soup. My question is on that hill, we are going to be building a window greenhouse, and it's not the most perfect spot. So I think I kind of already answered my question. In another video, we will talk about layout for some homestead projects and get your guys' opinion on where certain things should go. Because I have a couple different ideas, but I'm just not sure. So we've got some raw cheese shredded. We've got some organic Greek yogurt for sour cream. We've got some avocado. Are you ready to eat? Well, thank you guys so much for coming along today on a little bit more of a sad day. Just hormones and disappointment, and it's the life of infertility. I know the last couple years probably put a lot of people into a much longer wait to start their family, because I'm assuming fertility clinics weren't even open over the last couple years during certain periods of time. And so I'm thankful that everything's open and we can move forward. So we definitely want to be doing the transfer at the right time for success. Just a little bit of a bummer of getting that news yesterday, and I would be starting meds today, but instead we will be waiting a whole nother cycle. It does mean that we have the time to get prepared in other ways. So, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna go enjoy our taco enchilada soup, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Go let your love multiply. Bye guys.